Fire, 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 fire. Chat, I know I missed out on this. I know I did. I missed out. I missed out on the Concord drama. I'm very, very pissed off. Yep, an important update, chat. Let me open this up. What did they say? It was September 3rd, I know. It's okay, you can start your own drama. No, thank you. Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord. Your support and passionate community has grown around the game, has meant the world to us. Yeah, all 12 of them. Yeah, what fans are we talking about here? What, like a couple of hundred? This game died so I could get my internet back? Yes. I did this, chat. What community? There's people who stream of bigger communities than Concord, chat. Think about that. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. That's so interesting, considering one of the devs freaked out at people for criticizing it. Yeah, one of the devs legit had a melty in public on Twitter and then went private. Nobody asked for this game, man. The character designs suck. The gameplay sucks. It's a shooter that's been in development for 8 years. Yeah. Well, therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th. So, I came back and they took down the game. I did this. I was gone for a week. I did this. Blood sacrifice of one video game to bring back Smoke the Dragon. No, I sacrificed myself so that you guys could have no Concord. Thank you, you're welcome. I did it. I killed the game. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PlayStation, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Honestly, big PlayStation W. Actually, like, no questions asked. Nothing. They're just like, all right. 8 years of dev time for 12 days of service. Bro, 12 days. Not even 2 weeks, shit. Yeah, rare Sony W. As an insult to those communities, at least they have quality. Welcome back. Hope everything's going well. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You would force them to give a refund if they didn't. Yeah, but they didn't have to do it for NA and stuff. They could have just told them to go frick themselves. Customer purchase, blah, blah, blah. They will refund them. Once refunded, players will no longer have access to the game. Chat, it's over. The biggest flop in history. No game has ever failed so bad. The company behind us pulled the plug in under 2 weeks. No, in under 2 weeks, yes. There have been games that flopped really hard before. Like Wildstar was a big flop because they fucked up. No one asked for this. Absolutely no one did. The day before or whatever was the shortest. There was less drama with the day before. There was less pushback. Also, Steam offered refunds as well. Yeah, it was a scam. This was like a fully blown 150 million American dollar game that was in development for 8 years that had a full, like, actual team behind it. Yeah, it was a straight up scam. Even Steam, like, was like, all right, like, let's do refunds, no questions asked. The dev time, the amount of people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this crappy game, and now they're a joke. Was nice to get out of the house and leave the internet behind for a bit. Did a bit of shopping and finally bought Concord. Can't play until Saturday, but looking forward to trying it out. No, you're shitting me. Wait. September 3rd, 10:44. So they probably did this announcement hours after this guy bought the game. No shot. Game's not going anywhere. Oh my god. The game's not going anywhere, chap. Womp womp. Is if you're trying to sell a Concord and eBay's going for $100? Yeah, this is legacy media, chat. By the way, you know what's fucked up? Is that you can't even play the game if you bought it because the servers will go down and you can't access the game. This should be a reminder to everyone that live servers games are just honestly trash. Servers are already offline. I know. It's been gone for like 2 days now, but the point is that you can't even play it even if you wanted to. Might come back free to play. I don't think so because Overwatch went free to play and they didn't shut down anything except Overwatch 1, which is arguably kind of the same thing, to be honest. Could it have a comeback? If they do a complete 180, that would be so Giga Chad. If they did a complete 180 and they did a bunch of like hot characters and the robot is actually like sick looking and doesn't look like a, what is it called, a water cooler, I think it could come back. They have robots in other shooters. For example, like Bastion, he doesn't look like a water cooler. He looks like a little tank. Like a beer machine. Dispensing beer. Here you go, citizen. I still can't believe it took 8 years to develop. No, I believe that. There is so much corporate like red tape you have to go through. A walking keg. Beep boop. Yeah. GameStop even has some pot shots here and there, even though GameStop really blows. You were the ones that sold it to me. You were the ones sold it to me. No, how are they supposed to know? He didn't know any better, chat. What else? Concord was outlived by a housefly. It lived for 12 days. Flies live for 14 plus. No. 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 Chat. I outlived Concord, chat. I still can't believe I missed this because of my internet, man. I'm so bummed. I would have been so amazed. Yeah. Russia, you can't return this disc, someone bought them here? I believe that. I'm pretty sure you can't buy games in Russia. Like PlayStation Store games. This gives the same vibes as the UK Prime Minister that got outlived by a head of lettuce. Yeah. I remember that was a meme for a long time. Full on text right out this way, they shut it down. Yes, this is actually a really scummy but like smart thing you can do. As a big borpo corporation, is that if you officially shut down, then you can get a tax break. Best way to level up in the game is literally throwing yourself off the ish to end the match quicker. I wish I could do that in real life. You little incel cuckoids, how dare you not play the game? I don't give a fuck, game sucks. Hold on, if I had 3D model, I'd be putting my hands above my head and doing the Z's pose, be like, didn't ask. Plus you're fat. You're not conventionally attractive. You're a woman. They can, but will they? Probably not. My heart breaks for Firewalk Studios. Okay, strong start. The fact that it wasn't even given at least 6 months to properly sit through a season and adjust as a proper live service game is insane to me. You know what's insane to me is to think that like having a shitty game that nobody wants to play and then you let it sit for 6 months and cost the company millions of dollars because it's obviously not cheap to run the services to keep it alive, then to shut it down and just take the L. I can't believe this, man. IGN reporter. Host, producer, award-winning journalist. Yeah, I did such a good job. I pat myself on the back. Oh, I did such a good job, chat. I'm the IGN journalist that tells everyone that they are wrong. You don't know what you want, chat. It's very clear PlayStation didn't believe in this from the start and failed to support it. Or they wanted to support it and nobody bought it. It's crazy. 6 months of waiting in the game lobby to play a 5v5 with an average of 6 players. Good luck. Bro! I know for a fact that even before this announcement, it would take fucking so long to find a game that people started thinking like, oh my god, are they gonna crossplay it? And I'm pretty sure that there was already crossplay involved. We don't know how many people were playing it on console, but I can't imagine it was a lot. That's a lot of money for Sony to spend on a game they didn't believe in from the start. Yeah, 150 million. Yeah, they didn't support it properly, bro. Video game journalists should not have rights. You should not be able to type these dumb tweets on the internet. It was nothing more than a very elaborate tax evasion scheme. Yeah. It's possible. I think the actual estimate is 250. Yeah, I thought it was 150. So it's even more. It's almost double. Sony people are marketing this shit game that Microsoft has in some actual good games. Yeah. I remember hearing about this game and watching a trailer on it like, I don't know, I think a year ago, maybe 6 months. You look cute today, Alan. No, you, chat. I missed you guys. Look at that troll post, chat! Oh my foot. This is definitely troll post. Let me read it out loud for you. 100% troll. Yeah. It looks like, I can't quite tell, but anyway. John Concord says, let me tell you why this petition is 100% necessary. The week Concord dropped, I was waist deep fighting misogynists and literal Nazis on Twitter. Like 8 hours over 5 days, non-stop digital warfare. Meanwhile, Asmongold and his army were out here dragging the game to filth. And I didn't even get a second to play it for myself. I was too busy holding back the tide tourists and trolls, because apparently someone has to. By the time the weekend rolled around, instead of actually relaxing and checking out Concord, I had to explain my mental health breakdown to my followers. Fighting Nazis 24/7 will do that to you. And of course, I had to throw in a reminder that our bodies are beautiful no matter what some Nazi or Asmon's army troll has to say. The worst part? I still didn't get a chance to play Concord, and now it's gone! This is actually pretty good. I like this a lot. This is why we need Concord re-released. So many of us were fighting real battles that week, and we missed out on the game because we were too busy dealing with actual garbage of the internet. It's only fair we get a second shot to play the game and prove Asmon's army was dead wrong. Platforms might not help us, but at least they can do is give us this. Just hashtag release Concord, hashtag Nazis blog, hashtag too busy to game, hashtag Asmon's army is wrong. Chat, you know what the worst part? This is actually believable. People like this exist. They live inside of like Asmon's head. Sorry, Asmon's head. Asmon exists inside of their head. Like he lives rent-free in their head. John Concord. Remember F's Asmon makes me real. No, guys, his name is John Concord. Like, come on. No, this is fake. It's a joke, obviously. If it wasn't like named John Cord, I would probably believe it. Bald head in my head 24/7. I hate this guy so much. There are so many people that say, I will play this game. I will play this game. But then they don't actually play the game, nor do they buy it. There's a really good comic talking about this shit, man. This whole text of yapping in one quote, legalize nuclear bombs. Guys, it's a fucking troll. Relax. There are obviously people that think like this, but where's the modern audience that will play Concord? Probably because it's not fun. Alright. Oh boy, Wired. Oh boy, Wired. Concord's death offers a bleak look at gaming's future. Actually, I disagree. This is a good future because maybe Sony will realize that that this shit isn't worth the hassle. After 8 years of development, Sony pulled the plug on Concord today after just 2 weeks. Fans loved it. Okay, fans loved it. All 300 of them. But seemingly not enough. Is the future of the industry blockbuster or bust? Can I just say how bad this like picture is? Like how bland it looks? The character blends in with the floor. Like I just like at first glance, I'm sorry. Earlier this week, after warping across the galaxy for 90 hours in a sentient spacecraft, Twitch streamer realized that Concord was the best first-person shooter he'd played in a decade. I'm sorry, what? The game gunplay was crunchy, the movement was smooth, and the progression felt rewarding. There is no way this is real, man. How much was he paid? Probably like a couple million. There's no way! One of the first criticism people said about Concord is that it was too slow. Like, everyone moves like they're in Jello. I don't even know who John Vismiller, I guess. I was even more enthralled by the world the developers had created when I looked into the lore. I actually watched the IGN critique of Concord that gave it like a 7 out of 10. And they said the lore is all lacking and it's really, really boring. Like, literally, that was like their biggest gripe. They're like, yeah, there's like no lore and like it's kind of boring and the characters don't really matter and there's like nothing to talk about. Dude got a fat check? Yeah, I'd hope so. Otherwise, you're sucking dick for free. Look, I'm all for, like, you know, sucking dick for money. Alana, he is John Concord. Yeah. He wasn't alone. One of the biggest perks about the game was the absence of toxicity within the player community. Everything about the game was positive and inclusive. No. 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 What do you mean? You can't have a community and have toxicity. It's like if you have a room full of 4 people and all of them are nice, but then you bring in an extra 100 people, one of them is going to be toxic. Like, obviously, if you have a small community, there's not going to be a community that can be toxic. That's how numbers work, motherfucker. What do you mean? Who the fuck is KD's Games? KD's Nuts? Who are these people, man? Callie D's. I'm sorry, that's kind of an unfortunate name. KD's Games? Average 32 viewers, and she streams literally, chat, I'm not even joking, this person streams an average of how many hours? 20 hours a month. She streams 20 hours a month and they want me to like listen to this bitch talk about her opinion. Active days 3? They stream 3 days? Nah, dog. Why are we... No offense, but like you kind of have to stream a little bit more than like 3 times a month. But streaming is hard. Yeah, I know, bitch. Keep going. On Wednesday, less than 2 weeks after the game's August 23rd launch, Sony announced it's taking Concord offline and offering full refunds to anyone who had purchased it on PlayStation or PC. While many qualities of the experiences resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspect of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Blah, 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 director said. Completely devastated. We've never seen a first-party title from Sony get this kind of treatment. Yeah, because it didn't make the money. Skill issue. Do you know Bungie directed created a studio that creates a studio that created Gamestop and all make Sony lose tons of money? Damn, that's crazy. Chat, I'm devastated. Like Fortnite, Destiny 2, and Valorant, Concord was meant to be a live service game that was constantly releasing new updates over the course of several years. But while those other games are free to play and rely on microtransactions, Concord costs $40. Guys, if Concord was free to play, would you still play it? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It looked like ass. Nope. Nopers. Nope. I absolutely not. I saw the gameplay. That looked like shit. That looked like ass. It's just very difficult to break into a competitive multiplayer game and displace the existing top titles. No, it's not. Fortnite, like, started off really small, did it not? Yeah, like, it's really not that hard if the game is fun. Fortnite had a rough launch? Yeah, and then it popped the frick off. Wasn't it BR right away? Yeah. You always have to innovate or try to do something. Even if you pay me, I will never play that shit. I'm gonna be honest, I saw one gameplay video. It just didn't look appealing. And this is coming from someone, excuse me, this is coming from someone who played the shit out of Overwatch 1 in the first, like, season 1 through 4. Fortnite started as a zombie thing? Yeah, and then they transitioned and now they're the most popular game on the planet. I don't know, this sounds like cope. These are the kind of titles that players socialize with their friends in, and they're not often motivated to switch games. Yeah, because they think that... Do they really think that people want to play this game? Like, actually... Who's this quoting? An industry analyst! Dude, can I name myself an industry analyst and, like, publish, and then that'll work out? Like, I can just name myself that? Dude, we can't compete because those games need to socialize. On Fortnite, they have little e-girl kittens and really hot characters, and our characters suck and they look like garbage cans. Like painted garbage cans. Like, what the fuck? Sony hasn't revealed how many copies of Concord sold between August 23rd and September 3rd, but the number of active PC players was peaked at 697 on launch day. That's abysmally low for a major release that spent 8 years in development. Sony's previous live service game, Helldivers 2, had over 155,000. Yeah, and it was made by a tiny little studio. That's the big difference as well. Helldivers 2, though, was a breakout hit and an established fan base. I don't think that's even true. I think there was a very niche, small audience for Helldivers 1, and I think people thought that Helldivers 2 was actually really fun. On the other hand, it was a brand new franchise that didn't get much of a marketing push. Concord had no marketing push and drew the ire of anti-woke snivellers who complained about the game's use of pronouns on its character selection screen. Okay, but the gameplay fucking sucks. The character designs fucking suck. The game, like the gunplay, which is literally the whole point, it's a shooter. It was just bad. Like, this is literally like a little fucking turd in an ice cream sandwich that no one really cares about. The entire thing was a shit sandwich. It's just the biggest that made it fail. That's right. For big companies, also the other thing is that a bunch of game developers started bitching at people for not playing the game. Lest we forget, the guy schizoed out and then went private on his Twitter. For big companies, it's difficult to work out what's best and how large bets you should make. Some of the corporate overexuberance during COVID and low interest rates has meant that large companies overextend. The pullback has been and is going to be painful. That is such cope. That is such cope. You have millions of dollars to research and hire people, but you refuse to do that because those people won't follow your every rule. It sounds like they knew the game was shit, so they added DDI and not jobs devs so they can blame their customers for their failure. No, I don't think that's it. I think the industry is oversaturated with a bunch of people who aren't actually passionate about video games and just think it's a convenient, like, form of income to express themselves creatively. These people are creative, sure. Like, let's be like logical. They can draw and stuff, but when it comes to designing a game or like making a game fun, I don't think that half these people don't know what the fuck they're looking at. Now the quick death of Concord, which officially went offline today, points to a similar mindset in the video game industry that could kill creativity, reduce jobs, and shutter entire studios. Good. Stop creating studios on top of studios on top of studios that get controlled by other studios. Stop it. Skill issue. I'm sorry. Video games are a luxury. Not everybody can afford to play video games. I know, it's sad. You can't afford to get a PC that can run this, or you can't afford the game. It's a luxury industry in and of itself. Nobody needs this. It's an entertainment industry. If you're not making entertaining games, then it's over for you. Sorry. I used to have to forsake like buying games or like playing games because I couldn't afford it. If you have a stable parent company with a balanced set of single player and live service releases, you should be in decent shape. But the middle market is disintegrating. Good. Good. The game industry is deprofessionalizing in many games. Games as a stable profession will be tricky for many people in high GDP countries. Man, this is some crying. I think innovation was more likely to come from smaller companies with lower budgets that are happy to take risks. Good! Yes, you have to take risks. Everybody said World of Warcraft in 2002 was going to fail. And it didn't because it was innovative. Blizzard was small at the time. It was a small company. You have to take risks. Everybody said that MMOs are not a thing, MMOs gonna suck, but then, you know, World of Warcraft happened and it popped off because they found a niche that everybody wanted to play and it was a good game. The current commercial environment makes that truer than ever. Concord may have gotten off to a slow start with gamers, most of whom hadn't heard of it yet. No, that's not true. And critics who didn't love the initial character designs. But the same could be said about Elder Scrolls Online, which has since made more than $2 billion, or the Destiny franchise, which celebrates its 10-year anniversary, or No Man's Sky, which has become a cult classic. I hate that they're comparing these to like semi-successful games. ESO and Destiny are not good franchises. As in, like, Elder Scrolls Online, I played it myself. ESO is not good, man. It's okay. It has its niche. Destiny, people are complaining constantly about how much it sucks. And No Man's Sky was a complete shit show that Sony kind of like threw to the wayside, and the indie company just kind of like clamored its way back. This is such a disingenuous comparison. If this game was released now, would they survive longer than Concord did? Longer than lifespan of a honeybee? The answer lies with the most ruthless beekeepers in the industry, and all they care about is the honey. No. What? What do you mean? Jesus Christ. Such a bad analogy. The customers are the most important thing to a fucking game, man. Not Sony shutting them down. I hate this. He's a cultured journalist. Oh my god. Cultured my ass.